Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the All at Once podcast. Today I'm here with Iris.
Hi.
You guys probably have never heard her name actually, but I've talked about her a lot on this podcast. She is one of my friends that was with me in Costa Rica and in Tulum, and then the one that was here when I moved to Bali. So, welcome, Iris.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
So, today we're basically just going to come together and have a random conversation about a bunch of topics. Because this is normally how all of our conversations go anyway.
We just flow.
But we're going to start with, there was something in astrology that when I was watching Gaia, a clip of Matthias De Stefano came on and he was explaining this thing, which I'll put in this afterwards so you guys can see. But Iris actually had a lot of knowledge about it, which kind of shocked me. So, do you want to explain?
No, I practice astrology.
I know, but it was like, it was astrology, but it also wasn't. Like it was like a bigger meaning than astrology. So I was like, whoa.
So I think, well, if we refer to the clip, what they brought up is they bring up like astrology as being a divine language, and it has some sort of like a relation to sacred geometry. Mm-hmm. So I've basically heard this before, saying that basically the moment we're born on Earth, so that's basically how we incarnate as an avatar on planet Earth. We receive some sort of a geometric signal from like a coordinate. Mm-hmm. So remember when we're in astrology, if we need to do like a natal chart, we need to know the birth time, the exact time, and also where exactly is the location, right? Yeah. So basically with that information and that data, you're basically mapping out how the energy is going to receive and kind of form like a geometric pattern and location, sort of like a coordinates for you to locate where that energy beam or the defined fractal is pinpointing you on Earth. So that's basically how you're incarnated as a sort of like a defined spark or defined fractal on planet Earth. And that's why we're all different ultimately. And with that coordinate and with that location and also the birth day and birth time, you can basically, if we look from the space perspective, that's a geometry pattern of its own. So we're all kind of like unique fractals in a way.
So when you look at our the chart itself and you see all of the sextiles and the trines and all of that, is that the geometry pattern you're referring to, or is there a different one that we could find?
No, it's more like a geometric pattern. So if we imagine that we're this ray of light being casted from outer space, and if we the moment that we're incarnate and then we shot down, sort of like shot down on Earth, that would cast sort of like a 3D or like, I don't know, more dimensional kind of angle. Okay. And mathematically speaking, that's a unique energetic imprint on Earth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I don't know how to explain that in a more like eloquent way in terms of mathematics and geometry, but that's, I think, the best way I can explain it.
What I thought was really cool, one, that you were able to explain that, but two, the way the way Matthias also was like, when you look at your chart and you like look at all of these different like the geometric patterns in your birth time, when you actually allow yourself to like step into those characteristics and stop trying to be like other people and see the parts of you that are so you then become this like you're transmuting energy and allowing other people around you to feel safe being themselves too. And then when everyone starts to feel that way, that's when you start affecting the entire community, and the community starts affecting like the nation, and then the nation starts affecting the world, and then the world starts affecting the galaxy, and then the galaxy is like it just goes on like level to level to level, and it's a really big I guess like symbol of how like one person can make the biggest change, even if it doesn't feel like it.
I also wanted to add, because originally I studied with Vedic astrology. So in Vedic astrology, the term for planet means grahas. So they have a specific term in Hindu that graha means planet. And what does graha mean? It means grabber. So it means that you're grabbed by cosmic forces so that they can move you in certain way, and that's caused the life events to, or like the 3D events to unfold in your life. So you're being grabbed, say for example by Saturn, or being grabbed by Jupiter, that cause your life to move or change in a certain way. And that's a very ancient way of looking at astrology, because it kind of feels like you have no way but being grabbed and moved by planetary movement or energies, right? But from what Matthias brought up in the podcast or like in his lecture, he looked at it, or generally right now we all looked at it from a more like evolutionary basis. So instead of being grabbed by the unknown planets or outer, like intergalactic forces, we can actually embody that planetary energy better, and we can utilize it if we're aware or conscious enough. We can utilize that energy and kind of impact and shift that in a more embodied way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So instead of being moved by outer forces, you know that, okay, we all have somewhat of a Jupiterian or like Phoenician qualities all within us. And if we're conscious enough, we can direct this energy instead of being moved by them. So that's a more empowered way, in a more modern evolutionary astrology speaking, that we can all utilize that energy. They're all accessible to us ultimately.
That is so. I've never heard it explained that way. That's even when we've spoken, you've never explained it that way. That's so cool.
Now you know.
I love it. Oh my god, I just find all these modalities so much fun.
Yeah, and it also, I think it ties in with how the human consciousness is evolving. And if we talk about the outer planets, they are all, like, say, when Uranus was discovered, or when Pluto was discovered, they all tied into a certain like eras or decades, coincide with a certain like innovation or discoveries in the human psyche or human consciousness. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember when Uranus was discovered, it coincides with a lot of like technological breakthroughs, like when telescope or like when I think Uranus was the first outer planet that was discovered with coincide with a telescope, because we could only see with our human eye so far, and when telescope was invented, then we can first look into further like the space beyond Saturn, and then now we can finally see there is actually more stuff beyond the traditional 7 planets in our solar system. And then when Pluto was discovered, I think it was also more like turbulent and destructive time. I think it was coincide with more wars and more like societal turmoils and all that. So yeah, it reveals a part of a human psyche that was not available to us. And then when that planet was discovered, it sort of like, it means a human psychic evolution has reached a certain point, and that it revealed to us that, okay, that there is something more out there.
So then we're the Age of Aquarius right now. What themes will that bring?
Yeah. Well, certainly more technological breakthroughs, and that's definitely because Aquarius is very related to innovations, being different, being unique, and all the individuals that we are. Certainly very tied into technology, and obviously, like how AI has been developed in 1 year, 2 years.
Yeah, it's been very fast.
It's
rapid.
So fast, and that's the speed of Aquarius, because Aquarius now, modern day speaking, is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is very fast and speedy. It means the sudden awakening, and it also means the eureka moments instead of the like just the knowing. It's like sudden, like that lightning drop in your head, like, oh, now I know this. It's like moment. Electricity, like bam, and then so that's a very Aquarian spirit. So yeah, I think more of that AI development, crypto, and a lot of these new technological breakthroughs, and how a human psyche is intertwined with technology. A new era is really upon us, and the next 2 years, 2025, 2026 is it's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be wild. Yes.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited though. I feel like I mean, you guys on the pod will know that I just came out of like a very dark, cocooning, healing year. And just even coming to Bali, how much has shifted for me and how much I've like activated and grown. I cannot wait for the next 2 years. Like every single year for, I want to say, since 2021, when the fake New Year, like December 31st comes, I'm always like, I always have this feeling of like, nah, it's not it yet. It's not it yet. Everyone's like, oh, I can feel this is going to be the best year ever, and like all these things. And every year I'm like, no, I feel like this is still going to be more growth, more change, more learning. Like I never feel like it's going to be thriving year. I feel like there's still more work to do. But I feel like now I'm in the energy of like, okay, now I feel like we're going to thrive. Now I feel like so much is going to happen. Still obviously more growing and learning because always, but I feel like now this is when things are really going to start like taking off.
Yeah.
Do you feel that energy or no?
I do certainly feel that because I also remember every year when we talk, it's just it's just an like how do you say it, like an escalated timeline and constantly shift and evolving 3D human realities. But yeah, I feel like Bali as a place on planet Earth is particularly conducive for I'd say the two of us to receive more gifts and be open to uncover more of our capabilities as a spiritual being. So Bali's definitely very magical and supportive.
You guys, there's a little baby Spider-Man balloon. Just you'll see it behind us in a second.
We hear
He's
you.
so cute. Oh my goodness.
It's a Spider-Man.
It's so cute.
Spider is very related to Scorpio.
Yeah.
We're in the Scorpio season.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
So a Spider-Man. Was it? That's a balloon, right?
Yeah, that's a balloon. That is so funny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I
we're
did
in
not mean to
Scorpio
interrupt
season.
you. You guys, sometimes I'm just like, as soon as I see something on my peripheral, I'm like, oh my god, look. Like I can't hold the thought.
So someone probably lost it.
Yeah,
sadly.
poor kid.
Yeah. That was good.
Okay, continue though.
No, yeah, Bali is definitely a vortex.
It is. It also, like, where Bali sits geographically is also like a very big energetic portal. Like Matthias, I feel like we're mentioning Matthias.
Yeah, you cited him a lot.
Yeah. Is like always talks about how it's like a spinning disc when you're in Bali, and I feel like it does like feel like that. Like you always say, I feel like I'm in the washing machine.
It's definitely a washing machine. It's like spinning out whatever. I think he also mentioned that it is somewhat related to like the sort of like a cleaning place for Asia's like gunk energy. So you're definitely letting go of a lot of the waste or like garbage energy when you come to Bali, and then you can have more space to welcome in whatever energy that serves you more and expand.
I honestly, this just dropped into my awareness. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Bali Belly is so prominent. No, I'm not kidding. Like people come here and they just get fucking cleansed.
They do get cleansed.
Like I wonder when you go to all these other places.
It's like when you were initiated. You're definitely
And it's like people will go to like Tulum, for example, and get sick from some of the tap water. But I brushed my teeth with it the entire time I was there in Tulum and in Playa del Carmen when I was there in 2021, and like I was fine. I never got sick once. Come to Bali, don't touch the tap water, and within the first week, I was like down with Bali Belly. I genuinely feel, because Bali, like energetically, is a cleansing place. That's why Bali Belly is like a thing here, and that's why almost every single person that comes will get it. This just came to me, and I'm like, full body yes, it fully resonates. This is it. That's my truth.
It's part of the purge process. For sure. I think people come here and purge for like whatever aspects. Some people purge it physically plus energetically, and people change their relationships or like do
quiet when you say it.
Do different things, let certain situations or careers or jobs or people that are no longer aligned with them, and then once they let that go, I think more expansive energies will come in, that I've observed. That happens to people.
I feel like that's
in
happened
Bali.
for me while I've been here. I don't think I've necessarily had to let go of anything per se. I feel like I like Bali's energy was working on me before I got here. I did all the letting go in order to be able to come here. But I feel like so much has shifted since I got here because I had the room, I had the spaciousness energetically to allow so much more in. Especially after my cleanse.
That happened right when you came here. It's preparing your body to,
to receive.
It's a rite of passage.
I literally, you guys, I got here on like a Tuesday. I think it was a Tuesday. And that weekend we had a lot of plans. We had parties to go to, meals, like we had like I had bought tickets for things. Like we had a whole weekend full of things. I was going to get fully initiated into Ubudian culture.
You got fully initiated into another round for sure.
And I woke up like middle of the night on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember what it was. Just feeling so nauseous. And like right away, I knew exactly what it was because obviously I've heard so many stories of Bali Belly. And so before I even ever threw up or anything, I like was WhatsApping the IV place being like, come give me the Bali Belly IV. And they were there by 7 in the morning, like sweetest little lady. I loved her. And I was fine. But then just for that, like almost an entire week after, I was exhausted, just laying in bed, sleeping for like 10 to 12 hours, like not even sick anymore. Like I was eating and everything, but Bali was like, girl, you just need to rest. Like tap into that feminine, release all of the energy that you've been holding on to that's just been stagnant in your body and like being structured by the masculine, and just rest.
Yeah. Another idea just popped in my head. I think it's also interesting to look at where, astrocartography.
Yes.
So it's also interesting to check where Bali falls in your natal chart, like what is that line. For me, is activating my Jupiter line. So for me, like in general, like Jupiter as an indicator in astrology, it could means obviously wisdom. It also means wealth, abundance, money, like big money, not like the Venetian money. So Jupiter line for me, it crosses both Hong Kong, where I grew up, and also Bali. So Hong Kong, it was activating a lot of my like money, and also Korea, and just in general receiving more opportunities regarding wealth. And I feel like when I come to Bali, it activates more of the spiritual and also more the divine guidance or like wisdom side. And I'm definitely receiving a lot of activations in this particular area. So yeah, Jupiter as confirmed by astrocartography has confirmed that for me.
Dude, you've had a lot happen for you here. Where is Bali? Is it this one?
To say the least.
To say the least.
Yes.
Is it this one? No. Where the hell is it? You
What?
guys, I've pulled open my chart. Indonesia's here, but where's the actual Bali island? It's so small.
Well, are you on the right continent?
Yeah.
Huh.
Malaysia, Indonesia, right here.
Yeah.
But
So it's the
Bali?
empty. It's the moon line. I mean, it's fairly close to the and descendant, right?
Is this not Chiron? It is Chiron. Okay, so it's on my Chiron line. And
Not
my
in the
line.
moon. Yeah.
Kinda
Say
in
they're
between
close.
them.
If you look at more aspects, you can also see some other supportive
there's
energies
Denpasar. Okay.
that will come through.
There's the island. Okay, so it's closest to Chiron. Interesting. There's not a specific line actually going through it, but this part of the world definitely.
I think the way you set up the software or on
Is that what you want to
astro.com,
look at? Yeah.
yeah, you're only considering conjunction. Or maybe, there's multiple techniques that you can look at that.
Really?
So Chiron is possible. I mean, it's a healing.
Yeah, I feel like I've done a lot of that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Beautiful.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I do feel, I think I put it in one of my Instagram posts that I feel I'm like witnessing myself releasing patterns. So I can see the situation where I would have had a different mindset or picked a different action before, and I'm seeing myself choose differently and step into a new path, which I've never actually witnessed myself doing that before. I've seen the mindset shifts, but I've never been in the situation to actually integrate it. And being here, I feel like I have, and it's been life-changing.
Yeah. Do you feel, before coming here, do you feel called to, or being like pulled towards Bali, energetically speaking?
Have I not told you this before?
I mean, you have, but are there like synchronicities or like signs or symbols at particular?
Not so much. The only thing that happened was when I was living in London and I watched that random YouTube vlog, and they like
Eat, Pray, Love?
No, a vlog, a YouTube vlog. It was like some random couple. They didn't even have a lot of followers. It was just, we were in lockdown and I was dreaming of being transferred to Australia or somewhere else. And so I was just watching all these people living the life that I was like dreaming of, and basically this couple like panned one of the temples they were at, and there was a staircase with a white dragon on each side going up the banisters.
Ooh.
And as soon as it was just a pano, like a quick shot, I literally, my eyes started watering and I started crying. And I was like, okay, that's my sign. I need to go to Bali. And then ever since, like, I've been trying to get to Bali and it just hasn't worked until obviously now.
Yeah.
But I just recorded an episode on this actually. Like, when I look back at all the times I tried to come and it didn't work, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. I mean, you're right here, right now, at the right time.
Yeah.
It's exactly when and where you need to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you though? Why did you like? What made
It's
you come to Bali?
it's so interesting. Yeah, because I mean, I grew up in Hong Kong,
Yeah, like you're so
but
they're on the same time zone. Like you're so
I
close.
know, but I never really felt called to come to Bali. I feel like my spiritual journey has only, um, yeah, I feel like I'm also here right now, not before, like not like 10 years or 5 years
Mm,
ago, because I just wasn't at that energetic space to receive or to go through whatever I need to go through right now. And if
yeah,
I mean, I did come to Bali like 7 years ago, but I was a completely different person. Like,
yeah,
yeah, lifetimes ago. So I wouldn't go through what I'm going through right now. And yeah, that would be a completely different set of experiences.
yeah.
So I think that right now I'm here to, yeah, in like human life, to, to just enjoy life, and also to receive a lot of opportunities and
Mm,
blessings from the beautiful tropical nature, and also like all the beautiful and amazing traditions and cultures here that we're
yeah,
so blessed to, receive from
yeah.
local Balinese people. But spiritually speaking, I feel like it's just, yeah, it's just the perfect time to be here. Like,
Hmm.
if I came here and just, yeah, it's I just completely different person. Yeah.
So when did your spiritual journey start?
Uh, After the first very painful breakup,
Mm,
um,
we love a good
yeah,
breakup trigger.
story, and then now it's like looking back, it's like, okay, it had to happen. It had
Yeah.
to. It was 2018. Well, that was already 6 years ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was particularly painful. It was in Shanghai, and then I need to. I need to find some sort of answer. I was like, why is this? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
And then astrology was the tool, also of like a, um, yeah, I was definitely looking at symbols, and also using astrology to understand why I was going through this painful breakup and all these like very miserable experiences. Why are these patterns keep repeating? I wanted to know more because I wanted to prevent myself from getting into the same, you know, loopholes and faults that I
Yeah.
was obviously repeating. So astrology was basically the first bridge of my unawakened self, unconscious version of me, to become more aware of what's going on and what's happening in my own psyche. So yeah, that was 2018. What a journey.
When you think back, like when I think to when I started, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
that's so different. When was your first ever like interaction with an other dimensional being?
Other being.
Yeah, so like a spirit guide, or like if someone came to visit you on a magical journey type of situation.
I wouldn't say that there is at this point in my life. I wasn't being visited by any particular avatar or like any being per se. But I definitely have been in a lot of different realms where I could see realities being very malleable and very not as solid and dense as it seemed, as we walk through our everyday human life. So yeah, that's definitely very conducive under the use of psychedelics and all that experiences. And I think being in Bali, and because we're both in Costa Rica before, being in these like particularly rich vortexes, they are extra potent for all these awakenings or journeys or experiences as well.
When did you first start channeling?
I consider our everyday, like right now we're also channeling, don't you think?
In a way, but you know the kind of channeling I'm talking about, where you're like actually sitting there having a conversation with your guides or ancestors, whoever.
Actually, I think I'm just more of a mind person. I rely on logic. I'm also a very air-based sign person. I have a lot of air in my chart, so that's why I enjoy astrology as a tool, because it is it has a certain structure, as in there is a language and some logic that you can use to see through to the divinity side of it. But yeah, I feel like I'm more malleable and more open to receiving or channeling for people, of for myself. When I come to Bali finally, I think this place has been very supportive for me to just go beyond logic or go beyond the mind, so I can just receive like, oh, some sign just popped up, okay, I see it, I receive it. And even though it's completely illogical, but sometimes if you know, like you know,
you know it's a sign, and it's like, okay.
So I think that would be one way that I channel, or like the divine, or like my guides are speaking to me, and I feel like I'm just more open, and every day I'm just like seeing this magic and unfold in front of my eyes, and I'm like, okay, I know. It's just I know. But to answer your question, I haven't really spoken or like being connected to a particular being or avatar just yet. Necessarily.
I feel like they're there though, because whenever you message us being like, guys, I just had a meditation and like this came through.
Yeah.
There's someone dropping those in, you should ask what their name is next time. Be like, who are you?
Okay.
And just see what happens.
Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, I would do that for sure.
I think I mentioned this on here before, but do you remember when I had, there was that one spirit guide that would always come to me, but he would never tell me his real name. He would just go by Phil.
Phil?
Yeah, he would appear to me as this like tall, scrawny, kind of like lanky, white hipster dude.
Okay.
And whenever I'd be like, can I know your name now? He'd be like, no. I'd be like, what's your real name? He'd be like, I'm not telling you. Like, you're not ready to hear the name yet. Like, I can't tell you what the name is. But he would always just tell me his name was Phil.
Why would you be not ready to hear the name?
Because sometimes names can unlock different like frequencies and information.
Interesting.
I haven't seen him in a while though, actually.
Huh. Yeah, just bring back to the point where our names are particularly powerful. Mantra. It's a mantra that we're asking other people to repeat to us, and the mantra that we're pronouncing, that this is our signature in a way.
Yeah.
So names are
names hold a lot of energy, you guys. And like I don't personally know a lot about it, but like the way that there's numerology where you can decode like your birthday and like all of these things, your name does the same thing. So each letter holds a specific vibration, and like in the specific order it holds another vibration, and names all have very specific meanings that when you actually go through and decode it, it can show you so much about your life, and like even if you look back, the purpose that you've already been living. And so like, I don't know why I have this feeling that like I'm not changing my name when I get married.
Okay.
Like, you don't need to like defute it, but like, it's like a thing that everyone does, and changing your last name changes the entire frequency of who you are as a being. And there's just something in me that's like, I know that that's not right for me. I know I'm not meant to take on anyone else's name, because that would change my inner frequency and like the code that my name holds, essentially.
Yeah. It's also interesting when you first come to know a person, like without knowing the names, and after you know the name, that the energy and the perception kind of shifted a little.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, now this name, it's like sometimes people have names that kind of off the energy, that does not really like, it's like,
you know exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes you see the person and then you know the name and you're like, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I will say, you guys, Iris picked her name, like her English name, when you were like, what, 8?
7.
And it suits her so well.
I was definitely very intuitive.
You did such a good job.
Yeah. So I at the age of 7, because we started learning. We started learning English way beyond that, but the compulsory age of learning and studying English in primary school was 6 to 7. So I remember one day when we go into class, and then the English teacher is like, "Okay, well, tomorrow we need to, call you guys with your new English names. So you have one day to pick your English name, and then tomorrow you will pronounce it and in front of everyone, and then you will start calling each other by the English name starting tomorrow." And then I was like, I do not want to call myself those. Well, I do not want to be offensive to anyone, but yeah, there is a lot of English names that in Hong Kong, like the kids would keep
just repeating
yeah,
over and
just
over.
repeating
Yeah,
over
I
and
mean, it's the
over.
same in English
And then I was
countries
like,
too.
you know what? I need to find myself a unique name that no one, at least like my age, has seen before.
Yeah.
So I was walking around that day. I was like, what am I going to choose? And I remember I saw, oh, it's just a fake memory, or like, it's something that I perceive right now. But I remember seeing a movie poster, and then they have this like Chinese title and English title underneath, and it's something about Iris. It definitely has a name like Iris in the title, and I was like, that is cool. I've never seen that name before, and so I was like, that's it. I'm gonna choose it, and then yeah,
That was it.
yeah,
Her
that
name's
was
been
it.
Iris.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I honestly, I've never met anyone else named Iris. The only person I can think of is I'm in The Holiday. One of the characters' names is Iris. No,
I think that's that. I don't know.
I think that's the only other person, and she's a fake character.
And now I know like Iris carry a lot of, I mean, as a word itself, it carries a lot of meaning. A lot of people like started calling me Isis for some reason, because it's kind of similar. And
no, but maybe that's also why you've been connected to Marina,
maybe
because she works with ISIS.
later on we will connect the dots. But yeah, it's definitely a very enchanting name. I'm very happy that I picked it.
It's also interesting now that you're also moving into grid work, and it's the name of a flower, which is a plant.
Yes, the earthly spirit.
Yeah,
how beautiful.
The earth spirit was with you even back then.
Yeah, and it's also interesting to look back and to really see that we've moved so many places in the past, let's say 2 years.
Yeah.
We were in Costa Rica, one of the vortexes on planet Earth. We're also in Mexico, where the asteroids hit.
Yeah.
And now we're in Bali, the spinning wheel of Asia. Like, where are we going to go? So many magical places.
Do you want to, I feel like a lot of people probably have no idea what you're talking about when you say the asteroids. So, in Tulum, or like near Tulum, a lot of people say that that's where like hundreds of years ago, centuries ago, that's where the asteroids hit, and that's why it's like very energetically charged there. That's why the Mayans had so much knowledge, and that's why it's like super intense spiritually. But do you actually know the story? I know. I knew it when I was there, but I feel like it's just lost in my brain now.
I think one part of how at least my brain is processing the story is, you remember in Tulum there were so many like cenotes.
Yes.
And those cenotes were actually like cracked open parts of the earth being hit by different asteroids, and then underneath the cenote, like the opening is like all connected waters. And Tulum in itself as a place is very rich in like deep waters. You can actually feel it from its energy. And you remember when we're in Tulum, I started asking like the signs, or like the astrology signs of like the big three, the rising sign, sun sign, and moon sign.
Yeah.
And like what are your big three? And most people will report back either being Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously the water signs are connected to healing and emotional transmutational power that people, spiritual people usually have. And that's why they're also drawn to Tulum, because of the very rich water energy that's really like underneath and driving Tulum's I think magical powers. Yeah.
Iris was not loving it.
Being an air sign, I'm just like, I feel like setting out. I'm like, okay, and now the Scorpio here.
Yeah, she was like, there's too much water here. I need to get out.
Yeah, well, a lot of water can be intense.
I will say, even for me, it was a lot of water. And I don't like whether there's a correlation between water and like the frou-frou spiritual bypassing energy. I don't know. But there was just too much of it for me. Like, there was obviously some very amazing people there, like a good core crew that we had.
Surely.
But I would say probably like 80% of the people were just a lot of the reason why we have the stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think to be fair, it's not Tulum. Let's not pinpoint Tulum.
No. I'm just saying what we experienced.
But I think
there.
It's also like, I think we're also moving into an age where spirituality might have become trendy and be considered cool. So a lot of people are like, oh, I like spirituality, and then all these like esoterics and like deep occult knowledge, but it's also somewhat like an excuse that they're using to not be fully integrated and to live the human life.
Yeah.
And it's not only like a particular, like even in Bali you will see like
see that.
like shadows would come out and be like, oh wow, okay,
Yeah.
it's also happening here.
Yeah, I think so too. And I also think the people who like hop on the trend, it's because there were people who weren't showing the real raw aspects of spirituality, which does include a lot of death and rebirth, and it does include a lot of retraction, because you like, it's the duality. You can't have any expansion without retraction first, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of ups and downs. Just because you're spiritually embodied, it doesn't mean everything's good all the time. That actually means that you're moving through a lot more emotions than people would think, and that actually you're not happy all the time. You do have moments of sadness, of grief, of depression, like all of these things, because you have to go through one aspect of the duality to then experience the other. Whereas if you're just spiritually bypassing everything and you just expect to be happy all the time, you're not actually really feeling anything, and you're not having that human experience or the soul evolution that you are contracted to have coming here.
Yeah, I really like how Bashar put it. It's like the growth or the spiritual growth is not like a linear, like just line. You just like extend upwards and that's it. It's like a spiral. But if you look at it this way, you're spiraling up.
Yeah.
In a way, but that spiraling up does not mean that it's a constant contraction and also expansion, and then you go down momentarily because of the contraction, but the spiral is still like ascending upwards in a way.
Yeah.
And I think that's very beautifully put, because it's not all love and light ultimately.
No,
to
it's definitely not.
Yeah.
Real vibes only, guys. Not good vibes only. Real vibes only.
Great. I like that. Yes.
Well, that's what he talked about in Ahmed.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good trip.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? We'll close it out in a second. What do you think has been your biggest like lesson, growth moment, expansion, whatever, since coming to Bali? What has been the biggest thing?
Wow. A lot of breaking out the boxes. Yeah, I think for me, like I said before, I've been a very like mind or consciousness focused person, and there's a lot of beliefs that or like attachments I have towards my identity, or like I perceive other people to be this way in my life, how I relate to other people, how I relate to money, how I relate to my career, or like just the world at large. And I think coming here, there is a lot of supportive energy to help me break away from all of these relational beliefs, and that's very scary but liberating all at the same time. And I feel like this is for the first time in a very, very, very long time in my life that I feel very free to be able to creatively express and to just be what's true to me and authentic to me to the moment. And I feel like that is a very expansive process that that I'm very grateful to, acquire or to be in it in Bali. So
I love that.
Very
Oh my
beautiful.
goodness.
yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Just a side note, because you mentioned your career. So Iris works in crypto. She's not one of those crypto traders, but like she works in crypto.
Oh my god.
How do you feel about the connection between like AI/crypto and spirituality? Because a lot of people are like, they don't think that it meshes, but you obviously mesh them very well.
Thank
you're
you.
very successful at what you do.
What I think is, let me think.
Have you even thought about it before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of aspects, like everything in our own universe is interconnected in a way. And the way we look at our relationship to money, to technology, to our family, to literally, like I just said, everything in our life is how we relate to ourselves. So I think even if we talk about technology or crypto, it's also like how if we zoom out, it's also like how human society is looking at value and also money from a more evolved standpoint. And I think that's why the Age of Aquarius is kind of scary daunting, but also liberating at the same time. Because I think for the first time in a long time, we get to see, oh, wait, maybe we don't use any of these like real paper like cash money, but instead we can look at how we transact and exchange value in a new way. And I think I'm not saying crypto is the ideal way of how humans transact and exchange value or how we perceive as money, but it's definitely a kind of like a new perspective of looking at how technology is merging with how we use money and exchange value.
Yeah.
And maybe down the line, we'll find an even more sophisticated way of how humans interact and exchange value. And I remember Bashar mentioned that, well, maybe one day we don't need that because everything works by synchronicity.
Yeah.
Whatever you need or whatever I need, you'll be able to provide that to me at that given synchronistic moment.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing and magical.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that crypto is sort of like a symbology of how our human consciousness or psyche is evolving, and it's kind of like a step of the way, merging with technology to show us that maybe this is a new area of human consciousness that we haven't seen before. Yeah.
I was curious your thoughts because I was at a Marconics workshop. This was a while ago now. I want to say, like, this was when I was at home, but I think it was in the fall, so almost a year ago. And the lady that was giving the workshop was basically saying how when she got into Marconics, she had to let go of everything 3D. And she's like, I would have done so well in crypto. I had such good holdings, but I had to let that part of my life go because I couldn't be attached to the 3D anymore. And I was like, that's such an interesting thing to say because, one, crypto actually is stepping outside of the 3D because the banks don't own your money. It's decentralized. So, like, it's actually the rogue thing to do with your money. If anything, you're breaking out of that matrix. But then, two, like, the whole point of being on Earth is to alchemize the human experience and, like, learn how to be in the 3D without being attached to it and falling into the different systems and mindsets and mind games that the matrix has us in. So I was like, wonder what your thoughts are because you're obviously very spiritual, but work in crypto.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think there is definitely more to unfold. I'm not saying like crypto is the ultimate, like the way to go because there's definitely still a lot of manipulation,
of course,
and a lot of shadow side as to like how crypto is being exploited or like I'm not saying Bitcoin or other major tokens, but crypto in general have also been through a lot of exploitation that's not healthy, and there's definitely a lot of like destruction and also like shadow side towards crypto. So it's not all like always the way to go, but I think it applies to almost like anything that humans put value on because it becomes sort of like the two sides of the same coin ultimately, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just give everyone your sun, moon, and rising, and then we'll say goodbye?
Okay. So I'm a Libra rising. I have both sun and moon in Aquarius, so they're all air signs.
Love that. Okay, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
If you guys are interested in getting your astrology chart read, you can just DM Iris on Instagram because she does do those. She's very good at it.
Yes, we can look at when you'll be able to encounter your significant partner or like love.
You should do that in my chart.
Yeah.
Why have you never done that for
me? Because now is the time, maybe. Because astrology is just a fascinating tool of, understanding more of yourself.
Yeah.
So it's knowing thyself and also a way of looking at how we can use energy more supportively in our everyday navigation of the human life and predictions and forecasts. That might be helpful. Yeah,
super helpful. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here to either watch or listen, depending which platform you chose. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'm sure Iris will be back for more at some point. So give her a follow. Please like and review the show. Share us with your friends. Help us grow so that we can impact as many people as possible on their awakening journey. Talk to you guys later.